Has Apple finally found the killer use case for Apple Vision Pro? Well, I got to try the latest Mac virtual display with ultra wide setting on visionOS 2.2 beta, and it is pretty incredible. You get to have a virtual display of your Mac in this giant format, and unless you have an actual display that is that wide, this is a really great option for you to have more space when you're using your Mac. Real quick, before we dive into this video, make sure to subscribe if you're not already, so you can stay up to date on the latest on Vision Pro and visionOS. What I love about this new feature is that it creates a new way to use Apple Vision Pro that extends the utility and usefulness of my Mac in ways that were previously only possible if I had purchased a very expensive and large ultra-wide display. And this is a great example of a use case that allows you to do new things that were previously impossible otherwise. This is where Apple Vision Pro really stands out and shines. But I will admit that it is hampered by one fundamental flaw, and that is the poor weight distribution. Now, this is something that I've made a couple videos about in the past, sharing my thoughts and reviews of various third-party head straps for Apple Vision Pro. And the fundamental issue is that is not even so much the weight itself, but the way in which the head straps do not evenly distribute that on your face. So with the default head strap, which is the Solo Knit Band, for me, I have to tighten it so much such that it suctions to my face in order to offset the weight on the front part of the experience. And luckily, there are some other third-party options, such as the Globular Cluster CMA1, which I have right here, that has this top strap that comes down the middle such that it lifts the weight of the unit off of my face. And I find that to be a really great option that makes the experience of using my Apple Vision Pro significantly more comfortable. Now, it's kind of amazing that Apple went to great lengths to make this really incredibly innovative virtual reality, mixed reality headset. But this one key thing of not having it be evenly distributed on your face is a big problem when it comes to extended uses of the device. So in the specific example of, I want to have this beautiful ultra-wide Mac display, well, it's great for, maybe 10, 15 minutes at a time. But, if you want to use this thing for hours, like I typically use in my iMac or MacBook Pro for hours at a time, it needs to be comfortable. And the default one out of the box is just simply not up to the task. And even with the better head strap like the Globular Cluster CMA1 or some of the other ones that you might be familiar with, the fundamental challenge that I have is, how long do I want to be wearing something on my face for? That's somewhat of a rhetorical question, which what I mean to say is, wearing something on my face for extended periods of time, even with a better head strap, can still be uncomfortable and sweaty. And so I do prefer generally just using my iMac or MacBook Pro, even if the display is smaller. So this gets into a larger question of, what is Apple Vision Pro truly good for? What is the purpose of it? And I'm reminded of when Steve Jobs was introducing the iPad, he was making the case for a third category of product. At the time, of course, they had mobile, the iPhone, and they had desktop, iMac, Mac OS, etc. And so, he was posing the question, well, what could a tablet be good for? And in order to justify its existence, it had to be better at the Mac than some things and better than the iPhone at some things. And thus the iPad was born. And of course, today we've had many generations of the iPad, and it's used and loved by many people, including myself. And so in a similar sense, okay, what is Apple Vision Pro good at? What is it better at than my computer? And what is it better at than my phone or my tablet? And it's kind of in an awkward place right now where there are a couple of things that I can uniquely do on the Vision Pro that it's amazing for, whereas the vast majority of my other computing tasks, email, communication, just getting work done in general, I significantly prefer to use my phone or my MacBook or my iMac. The Vision Pro is uniquely good at experiencing information in 3D. So a great example of that would be spatial personas, where I can communicate with my friends with 3D avatars as if they were there in the room with me. That is something that I cannot do on any other platform at that level of quality and fidelity. And it truly is an incredible sci-fi experience, a taste of the future that we have today. So that's one great example. Another perfect example will be Beautiful Things, where I get to interact and view 3D models of various cool objects, animals, technology, and feel like they're in the room. That's something that, yes, I have my phone and tablet can do AR, but having the device on my face and having it feel like it's there in the room with me is something that only the Vision Pro can do. And then the other great thing that it's uniquely good at is a movie and entertainment and video watching experience, where I can have a giant theater in my room, wherever I am, or on a plane. And it is just incredible for watching movies. Specifically, recently I just watched The Wild Robot, which is an animated movie from DreamWorks. It's in 3D, and it is just such a beautiful example of getting to see that quality of the colors and the high resolution displays on the Vision Pro. So those are some of the things that it's really great at, and unfortunately, getting work done on it, for me at least, is just not as easy compared to the other devices where I have the muscle memory of the keyboard commands and the mouse. And yes, I know that you can connect a mouse and keyboard to the Vision Pro, but it's just kind of annoying. So the Vision Pro has been out for about 9 months, and I got it on the day after that it came out, and I love it. I'm still bullish on it. I created the first global hackathon for visionOS developers, where there are nearly 200 people from around the world hacking and creating new apps, new possibilities for Vision Pro. I'm still very much excited about where the future will go for this platform, but it is a tricky period for developers right now, where there's this real chicken and egg problem, where there's not enough users to justify developing for the platform. There are rumors of Apple building a cheaper device, perhaps one that does not include eyesight, and that will definitely be welcome. But you can reduce the price of Vision Pro all you want, but if it's not lighter and more comfortable to use for extended periods of time, then the price is kind of irrelevant, because otherwise it's just going to sit on your desk. It is inevitable that Vision Pro will get less expensive, lighter, faster, better, and all the various metrics that we care about. But we as developers, as entrepreneurs, designers, are impatient. We have been trained by Apple and many other tech companies to expect new products year after year, like we do with the iPhone. And Vision Pro might not be quite on that cadence. Maybe it'd be something more like 1.5 to 2 years between iterations, just because it's a far more advanced display or product. But I think, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, we'll look back at this first Vision Pro and think of how quaint it was, just like the very first iPhone. So those are my thoughts on the current state of the Vision Pro ecosystem. I'd love to hear from you. How are you using your Vision Pro on a daily basis? What do you think Apple could be doing more to support the ecosystem? And if you enjoyed this video, I would greatly appreciate if you could leave a comment, let me know what you think, and of course, subscribe for more videos like this. Also, make sure to subscribe to my free newsletter, Magic Beans, which comes out every week, where I share the latest on Apple Vision Pro, visionOS, and AI. I'll see you next week.